Imagine, just a few years ago, people who believed in cryptocurrencies were considered freaks and fools. And even now, in economically developed countries, less than 10% of people know something about crypto. But today, cryptocurrencies are becoming official means of payment at the state level, overtaking Visa and MasterCard in transaction volumes and saving millions of people from inflation, changing charity and medicine for the better. In this video, I have gathered the top facts from the world of cryptocurrencies that will give you the key to fully understanding the digital revolution that is happening right now. After the emergence of cryptocurrencies, the world will never be the same. Hundreds of millions of lost and earned dollars, myths and facts about Bitcoin, and the question of what will happen faster. The sun will go out, or someone will be able to hack Bitcoin. All this in today's video. Also, I will tell you about my new giveaway of $1,000 among subscribers. My name is Ivan. I'm an investor and a businessman. I have 6 projects in crypto, IT, and artificial intelligence fields. And while I am working right now, my digital clone is recording this video for you. I personally double-checked all the information. The future is already here. Fact 1. Bitcoin has been afloat for 15 years. Although the media predicted it the fate of a bubble, and some billionaires still believe that the crypto market is a place where dubious personalities are trying to swindle people dreaming of getting rich, despite everything, crypto has been afloat for 15 years. It all started on October 31st, 2008, when an anonymous user under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto published a document titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. The document detailed a completely new payment system, which does not depend on the banking and state system. No one person or organization in the world can take control over this payment system, which has made it so popular around the world that its price has increased tens of thousands of times. Fact 2. Bitcoin has grown 64,000 times since its inception. If at the very beginning of its creation, one Bitcoin was equal to tenths of a dollar, then a year later, the coin was worth $240. A few months later, Bitcoin was worth $1,000 per coin. At its peak, in 2021, the price of Bitcoin soared 69,000 times from its original cost. Today, the price for Bitcoin exceeds $34,000 per coin. Fact 3. There is crypto that is as stable as the dollar or gold. Not all cryptocurrencies soar and fall by thousands of percent. In the world of crypto, there are very stable coins. These are stable coins. People around the world buy stable coins for millions of dollars every day and are not afraid of roller coasters with the exchange rate, because the value of these coins is tied to the value of world currencies or precious metals such as gold and so on. One of the most popular stablecoins is USDT, which is tied to the dollar exchange rate. It is so popular for storing and transferring money that in the past 2022, more money was transferred in stablecoins than in Visa or MasterCard systems. Fact 4. Bitcoin shows growth despite roller coasters. When a cryptocurrency grows steadily, or its rate falls a little, it does not make the front pages of major media. But when prices break records, everyone starts to trumpet about it. As a result, an ordinary person hears about the huge cost, then about equally large falls, and it may seem that investing in Bitcoin is a risky affair. For example, in October 2020, Bitcoin was worth just over $10,000, and 5 months later over $60,000. Then there was a phase of falling prices, and in a month the price dropped to about $40,000, and the fall continued until May 2021, when the price froze at around $31,000. And then it went up again, surpassing the $50,000 mark in October, to fall in October, rise, fall, and so on. Over the past year, the price of Bitcoin has relatively stabilized. That is, there are no such sharp drops and rises. It falls and rises in waves. But the most interesting thing is that from the beginning of these roller coasters until last month, the price of Bitcoin has increased by 8%, and over the past 3 years, it has even more than doubled. Also, the price of Bitcoin last month continued the growth line. Fact 5. A multitude of different cryptocurrencies allow to reduce risks and leave the opportunity to earn on exchange rate differences. As the more stable the coin, the less risk and less opportunity to earn on the exchange rate difference. Many crypto investors buy stable coins for about 40% of their capital, spend as much on medium risk coins, such as Bitcoin, and another about 20% on risky coins that can skyrocket or may not show growth. The proportions may change, but the fact remains, with a little effort, you can have a stable portfolio with good chances for additional passive income. Fact 6. Regular money is no safer than Bitcoin. Today, Bitcoin is worth tens of thousands of times more than at the very beginning. Moreover, it is resistant to inflation and nothing reduces its growth. Over 3 years, Bitcoin has grown by more than 8%. And the dollar has lost 18% to inflation. There are countries where annual inflation is over 60%, such as Turkey. According to a UN report, inflation has set a 30-year record, and many economists predict another 20 years of high inflation. At the same time, long-term growth and resistance to inflation make Bitcoin electronic gold. Fact 7. 1 million Bitcoins yesterday, $36 billion today. The owner of the first million Bitcoins is the creator of cryptocurrency Satoshi Nakamoto himself. Today, 1 million Bitcoins exceeds $36 billion. According to official data, this amount is still on his wallets, which have not been active since 2009. Fact 8. Billionaire Anon Satoshi Nakamoto. The true identity of the creator of Bitcoin is still unknown. There are several candidates whose public projects in one way or another from the very beginning of Bitcoin's history have many connections with the first cryptocurrency. These are Hal Finney, Nick Szabo, Wei Dai, and Adam Back. Another theory is that all these or other people collaborated to create Bitcoin under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. Fact 9. The impossibility of depreciation due to inflation. Bitcoin has solved the main problem of modern money, inflation. This cryptocurrency does not have a printing press that can be launched by government order and make you poorer by 10, 20, or 60% a year while physically not taking a cent from your pocket. The maximum number of Bitcoins that can ever be mined is 21 million. Every few years, digital algorithms slow down the mining process by half. The last coin will be received in 2140. It is because of this that Bitcoin cannot depreciate. At the same time, according to the UN, inflation is breaking the records of the last 30 years. This year has been the worst in history in the European Union, and the situation in the US has been worse only twice. Fact 10. Blockchain cannot be hacked or controlled. To create Bitcoin, Satoshi used the blockchain system and cryptography technology, which proved itself well during World War II. It is a digital algorithm in which every transaction made with Bitcoin is automatically and instantly recorded. There are no user data in the records. All operations are completely anonymous. And most importantly, it is impossible to forge transaction records because each user has a copy of the list of all transactions on their computer, which is updated in real time, so the system has no center that can be hacked or controlled. Thus, blockchain is the most reliable system for protecting digital information or digital assets. Fact 11. Today, 40 of Germany's largest banks use blockchain. The blockchain system is used to generate customer credit ratings. When a bank client applies for a loan, the system automatically determines the appropriate type of loan, generating a unique smart contract with the terms of its provision. This has accelerated the application review procedure from 2 working days to 30 minutes. I talked more about smart contracts and the related Ether coin in a separate video. Fact 12. Blockchain protects people from robbery and corruption. The first use of blockchain outside the financial sector was in the land rights registration system in Honduras. Due to high levels of corruption and inept government leadership, Honduras has had a conflict for several decades related to the issue of property rights and unjustifiably high taxes that go into the pockets of officials. In 2015, the creation of a single registry based on blockchain allowed 60% of landowners to officially register their property rights and deal with illegal taxes. By the way, I have prepared a video in which I explain in detail how crypto and blockchain technology help charitable foundations, as well as a video where every view and like increases the size of my donation to a charity. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss them. Fact 13. Bitcoin is not afraid of the internet being turned off. Today, Bitcoin blockchain records are transmitted around the world via satellites. One of the potential attacks on Bitcoin could be the shutdown of the internet or the adoption of any measures to transmit Bitcoin data over the internet. This attack was neutralized by the Blockstream satellite project, which transmits blockchain data to Earth. This service will transmit Bitcoin blocks and cryptocurrency transaction information in real time from space satellites. The company claims that free access to the Bitcoin network will be available to people all over the world, including 4 billion people who are not yet connected to the internet. Fact 14. The sun will die out faster than Bitcoin will be hacked. To date, the length of the chain in the Bitcoin blockchain has exceeded 710,000 blocks. To change one record in a block, you need to change records about this block on all computers throughout the network. Using the most powerful computer, it would take you more than 38 nonillion years. By the way, the sun's lifespan is only 5 billion years, which is tens of thousands of times less. And to, for example, get access to one of the Bitcoin wallets to steal crypto from there, you need to know the private key. Bitcoin private keys are whole numbers from 1 to 10 to the 77th power. If you could make 1 trillion guesses per second, you would have to guess for about 3.3 decillion years to find the private key to a specific Bitcoin address. Fact 15. People lose cryptos worth hundreds of millions by forgetting the password. It doesn't disappear, but it doesn't get to anyone either. For example, programmer Stephen Thomas forgot the password to a Bitcoin wallet worth $240 million. He only has 2 attempts left. And there is no other way to open this wallet. The need to be careful and store the password, which is called a seed phrase, is the price for the level of security that cryptocurrencies have and is unattainable for traditional banking systems. And by the way, there are dozens of such stories. Everyone loses passwords from wallets. Ordinary people, programmers, and famous politicians. By the way, I am already preparing a separate issue about this. Subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so as not to miss all the most interesting things from the world of crypto. Fact 16. Already 20% of Bitcoins worth $140 billion are lost forever. Thomas is not the first potential Bitcoin billionaire to lose access to his wallet. About 20% of Bitcoins from the existing 18 million Bitcoins, currently worth about $140 billion, are in lost or otherwise stranded wallets. Fact 17. Nearly $270 million in the trash in 10 years of searching. But the most unfortunate cryptocurrency owner can be called James Howells. In 2013, he accidentally threw away a hard drive that still contains the key to a wallet with 7,500 Bitcoins. At the time of preparing the video, this is more than $270 million. For 10 years, James and his team have been searching for the disk at the landfill. By studying the dynamics of garbage truck movements over the past years, Howells and his team have been able to narrow down the search area to 200 square meters of the landfill. Now they have a grand plan to use artificial intelligence and automation to sort all this garbage faster. Howells' $11 million project involves cleaning up more than 100,000 tons of garbage over 3 years. The hard drive is supposed to be searched for using sorters, robot dogs from Boston Dynamics, and a Max AI scanner with artificial intelligence trained to search for hard drives on a conveyor belt. Howells' plans also include recycling and reburial of sorted waste. After the project is completed, he plans to build a solar or wind power station on top of the landfill. Howells said that if he manages to find the hard drive and recover the data, he will keep about 30% of what's there. About a third will go to the team as a reward, 30% to investors, and the rest will be spent on local needs, including paying £50 in Bitcoins to each of the 150,000 residents of Newport. Fact 18. No one in the world can limit or block Bitcoin. The state has no ability to limit operations with cryptocurrencies. It was Bitcoin that was used to circumvent the banking blockade by the WikiLeaks team in 2011. Julian Assange personally thanked the banking system for the blockade, because it forced WikiLeaks to buy Bitcoins with all their assets and eventually get a 50,000% profit due to the exchange rate increase. Fact 19. The Bitcoin network cannot be crashed. The reliability of Bitcoin is within the 4 nines. Simply put, since 2008, the Bitcoin network has been operating reliably 99.99% of the time it has existed at all. Fact 20. Crypto is safer than the banking system. In 2022, fraudsters stole more than $9 billion from bank accounts in the US alone, while cryptocurrency users worldwide lost half as much, that is, less than $4 billion. This happened despite the fact that cryptocurrency operates without additional security costs, unlike the banking sector, which receives billions of dollars from users each year for account maintenance. On the contrary, absolutely free storage of assets in crypto wallets provides the maximum level of protection against fraudsters when simple security rules are followed. Fact 21. Cryptocurrencies have overtaken Visa and MasterCard. In 2022, the cryptocurrency USDT surpassed traditional payment systems in terms of transaction volume processed. Transactions worth $18 trillion were made through USDT in 2022. Over the same period, Visa and MasterCard processed transactions worth $14 trillion and $7 trillion respectively. Fact 22. Pizza for $366 million. The very first purchase of a physical good for Bitcoin was made on May 22, 2010. Laszlo Hanyecz bought 2 pizzas, paying 10,000 Bitcoins for them, which at the time was equivalent to $30. But at today's rate, it would be about $366 million. Fact 23. 2 brothers first defeated Zuckerberg and then made $54 billion on Bitcoins. In 2011, brothers Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss won a lawsuit against Facebook creator Mark Zuckerberg. But even this was not the biggest victory in their life. In 2013, they made a fateful decision. They invested part of the money won, $11 million in Bitcoin. Later, in the process of developing their crypto projects, they attracted investors. Now their fortune is over 1.5 million coins. This is approximately $54 billion. Fact 24. A Norwegian forgot about $1 million in his pocket. In 2009, when cryptocurrency was just gaining popularity, Christopher Koch, living in Norway, bought coins worth $27. Engrossed in his pressing affairs, the guy happily forgot about it and continued to live a normal life. Imagine his surprise when he discovered that his fortune had grown to $1 million. Fact 25. The top 100 richest wallets equal $176 billion. 15%, that's how many bitcoins are collectively stored in wallets from the top 100 richest addresses. As of today, this is approximately $176 billion. And while my crypto wallet is not that big, I'm ready to give away $1,000 in crypto to 10 subscribers. A separate video with the contest conditions will be on my channel soon. I recommend subscribing if this is interesting to you. Fact 26. The capitalization of crypto is comparable to the capitalization of the world's largest corporations. Incredible security, decentralization, and liquidity have proven to users around the world the real value of cryptocurrencies. Today, the total market capitalization of crypto is more than $1.3 trillion. This is comparable to the capitalization of the third largest company in the world, Amazon, more than General Electric, or such giants as JP Morgan, Visa. The capitalization of Bank of America or Coca-Cola is 6 times less than the capitalization of crypto. Fact 27. Bitcoin triggered explosive growth in crypto. Bitcoin is the world's first cryptocurrency, but it's far from the only project in the blockchain world. There are now over 22,000 cryptocurrencies, and this number is constantly increasing. Fact 28. The cryptocurrency market changes in price by thousands of % every day. The wildest roller coasters of growth and fall in the market are shown by young coins. Often such coins can increase in price thousands of times. But in the case of young tokens, this is almost impossible to predict. For example, the SCHO token once increased in price by almost 300,000% in a few days. To be fair, it lost all its growth a few days later. Once, Elon Musk's single tweet boosted the price of the little-known cryptocurrency Mars coin by 3,000%. But it also collapsed a few days later. However, the main cryptocurrencies, despite volatility, still show growth over longer periods. Fact 29. Ethereum has a capitalization in the hundreds of billions. In 2015, Vitalik Buterin created Ethereum. The total market capitalization of Ethereum in 2023 is over $200 billion, making it the second largest cryptocurrency after Bitcoin. Ethereum's main innovation is the smart contract system on blockchain technology. Users enter into contracts without intermediaries in the form of banks or companies, and the system automatically makes a deal when the conditions are met. If you made a deal through a smart contract, you cannot be deceived. The entire power of the blockchain works for you. Fact 30. Daily sales for crypto in billions of dollars. But as of today, the main currency is still Bitcoin. According to official data, a huge number of transactions are made daily around the world in the Bitcoin system, with a total value of over $10 billion US. Fact 31. Only bandits use crypto. This is a myth inflated by pro-government media. Contrary to popular belief that Bitcoin is only used to buy banned goods on the darknet, most Bitcoin use, about 90%, has nothing to do with illegal activities. The Drug Enforcement Agency confirmed that Bitcoin is used in only 10% of cases for criminal purposes. On the contrary, the recognition of cryptocurrency is growing every day. Bitcoin has been recognized as legal currency in 111 countries already. Fact 32. Cryptocurrency is already saving the economy of several countries. The Central African Republic, second in the world after El Salvador and first on the African continent, has recognized Bitcoin as a legal means of payment at the state level. Most residents of these countries do not have bank accounts, but with the advent of cryptocurrencies, they get a pass into the digital world, will be able to pay online, send each other money at a distance of hundreds of miles, and all this at almost zero commission. For example, this will allow residents of these countries to save more than $400 million a year on transfers. And not so long ago, Argentina experienced the 5th default in its history, and only those who had part of their funds in crypto, about 30 million people, saved their money thanks to cryptocurrency. Fact 33. The first federal cryptocurrency bank appeared in the USA. The company Anchorage has received a license from the authorities to provide services for working with cryptocurrencies for large investors. The US government understands that the number of users is growing and is trying to present increasingly safe solutions for the crypto market that meet all safety standards. Now users can use a physical storage for their crypto savings. Fact 34. Bitcoin can be bought for cash. Already in 2013, Vancouver in Canada became the first city in the world to have a Bitcoin ATM. Today, there are over 23,000 Bitcoin ATMs worldwide, where any user can buy or sell crypto for cash. Fact 35. Bitcoin is replacing regular money today. Bitcoin can be used to buy food at Subway or coffee at Starbucks, a Dell laptop, a car, pay for a trip, buy land in Africa, or an apartment in Europe. I will make a separate issue where I will talk about this in more detail. Also, don't forget that soon there will be a video on the channel, in the comments under which we will give away $1,000 among 10 subscribers. And there is already a video on the channel about how I donate crypto to charity. And you can increase the amount of my donation with just one view.